Ms. Hurst from Hamilton County Schools. We're going to continue our unit on the Cold War by looking at a poem by Sylvia Plath. She is a well-known poet and author. So we're going to go ahead and read, if I can find it. I'm going to go ahead and read a poem called, not that one. Go. This one, Bitter Strawberries by Sylvia Plath. So if you'll go ahead and do a contiguous first read using the first read protocol of Bitter Strawberries by Sylvia Plath. Oh, I need to share my screen again. I would like to do a new share of Bitter Strawberries. Here we go. It's called Bitter Strawberries by Sylvia Plath. All right, so we're going to do a close read now. So we're going to look at this stanza by stanza. And a stanza is separated by a line here. So this is a stanza, this is a stanza, there are 7 stanzas. So in the first stanza, remember to go ahead and write down the answers to these questions. Who is the speaker of this poem? How do you know who the speaker of this poem is? What is the woman's attitude towards the Russians? Again, who's the speaker of the poem? How do you know? And what is the woman's attitude towards the Russians? Next, we're going to look at stanza 2, this 3-line stanza. What description of the setting do we get in this stanza? How is nature normally presented in poems and literature? How does nature seem to turn against the speaker of this poem? What might this represent? What tone can be seen in this poem? Specifically this stanza. Again, what description of the setting do we get here? How is nature normally presented in poems and literature? How does nature turn against the speaker of this poem? What might this represent? And what tone can be seen in this stanza? Next, we're going to look at stanza 3. What feelings is the author trying to create in this stanza? How does the author try to create sympathy for the speaker of this stanza? Right, next, we're going to look at stanza 4. How is the setting described in this stanza? How are the people described in this stanza? How is the tone in this stanza different than the previous stanzas? Again, how is the setting described? How are the people described? And how is the tone different? Stanza 5. What happens in this stanza? Why did the author make this startling shift? Stanza 6. What is the difference in the 2 characters in this stanza? How is their dialogue different? How does their conversation contribute to the tone we identified before? And then finally, stanza 7. How does the author describe the act of strawberry picking? And what might this represent? All right, our last act for today is this end task. How does the dialogue in the poem contribute to the melancholy or depressing tone? Go ahead and give a full answer to this. Use evidence from the text, and this will be your exit ticket. Once you're done with that, have a wonderful rest of your day.